Hey guys, thought I would do a real quick video showing one approach to blending wet and dry libraries. In front of us are two libraries at sort of opposite ends of the wetness spectrum. The first one is BML Horns, which is, of course, dripping wet with Air Lyndhurst. And the second one is the sample modeling French horn, which, of course, sample modeling is notoriously bone dry. The first thing to do is just take sort of a quick survey of what the wet library sounds like, because the goal will be to match the dry library to what you have in your template that's wet. In my case, my template is mostly Spitfire, so I try to roughly match my dry libraries to the Air Lyndhurst Hall where the BML libraries are recorded. So let's just listen to that with something like staccato. Actually, I'll switch to Mercado. So we get a sense of what the horn sounds like in that hall. And the goal now will be to match the sample modeling horn to that. Let's listen to the sample modeling horn dry without any plugins after it. Yep, that's pretty rough. The first thing is that it's obviously very, very, very present. So the first thing would be to EQ that. And what I have here is a high pass or a low cut filter, actually around 200 hertz, but that's actually probably even low for a horn in a orchestral setting. But you'll notice the horns in the BML horns are actually pretty bassy compared to most orchestral recordings. So if you're matching to another wet library, you might actually want to dial this up to about 220 hertz, maybe even higher. So let's listen to that with the EQ. Yeah, a little bit less present, but obviously still in your face, just less bassy. The real important bit with dry libraries, of course, comes from the reverb. I'm using one called EA Reverb 2. I like it because it provides both early reflections and positioning. In this tab here, you can see it gives you a form to position. And all this positioning tab does is adjust these main parameters. And then, of course, it does late reverb. There are many ways to skin this cat. This is the way I skin it. There's Spat, of course, which is very expensive and very capable. Kind of does the same thing and gives you a comprehensive all-in-one early and late module reverb plugin. Other approaches are to use Virtual Soundstage for your early reflections and have a send to a late reverb for the tails. In this case here, it's very simple. One plugin dropped directly on the FX chain and nothing else to do. I use the auditorium preset here, so it says use the POS panel. I drop that in, position the instrument where I want it to be, tweak some of the settings to taste. Generally, I'll pan the ER to give a bit of a wideness. And let's just hear what that sounds like. And let's hear the sort of Mercado notes. And go back to the BML library. So even there, you can see I probably overdid the bass a little bit because the BML horns have quite a bit more bass presence. Just listen to the tail. See what the sample modeling sounds like. So it's not exactly matched, but you know, it probably doesn't even matter. Once you get these things in a mix, they tend to work okay together. Let's actually do a quick line with both these blended together, simulating kind of an a duet. So that works. That sounds actually pretty good. And they're not exactly matched. Of course, if I had more time or inclination, I could try and dial them in much more closely. But for a very quick sort of drop-in configuration, I think that works pretty well. Hopefully, that was useful. And good luck with finding your sound.